Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Furlong, and today we're talking about sex-linked traits. So in this video on Punnett squares, we're going to be looking at something called sex-linked traits. Now these are genes found on the X chromosome. And because they're on the X chromosome, they behave a little bit differently, and our Punnett square is going to look just slightly different from the types that we've done previously. So a couple things. The X chromosome is known as the sex chromosomes. Actually, the X and the Y are known as the sex chromosomes. If you take a look, the green chromosome is the X, the blue one is the Y. They don't look anything alike. In fact, they have a totally different set of genes on them. We know that women have two X chromosomes. That's what makes them female. And males have an X and a Y chromosome. So the first thing you note is that females always having two X chromosomes, males only always have one X chromosome. And so that's going to play a role into how we interpret the results of these Punnett squares. A common example of an X-linked trait is color blindness. So you can do different types of tests. You should see a 25 right now in that set of circles. This is just a control test. Everybody should be able to see the 25. But you may not be able to see all of these numbers. For instance, do you see the 29? Or 45? How about 56? How about the number 6? Or 8? If you are unable to see those numbers, you might have some type of color blindness. So let's do a couple examples of this. It says the woman has a colorblind father. This means that she is a carrier for color blindness. Now notice, we need to show the chromosomes. So we're going to show X's and Y's, but we also need to show that they have that allele. Now typically we only show the recessive allele on the chromosome, and we use that as a superscript. So for instance, here we can see females have two X chromosomes, and there's the superscript C to represent the colorblind allele. Males are XY. Now, since the male has normal color vision, remember that's only found on the X chromosome, it's not on the Y, we would not put a C there. So let's do this cross then. What's the chance that they have a colorblind child? So notice, neither parent is colorblind. Just because mom has the allele, she also has another X chromosome that has the normal gene for color vision, so she sees perfectly fine in color, as does the man. So we put these two together, we separate the two chromosomes in this case, and now we have to show all the different possible outcomes. So there is a girl who has normal color vision. There's another girl who has normal color vision, but she is a carrier. Here is a boy with normal color vision, but here is a boy who is colorblind. So one thing to note is that the males only need one allele, and then they have that gene on a sex-linked trait. Women, on the other hand, if they have just the one allele, it doesn't affect them. They have to have two in order to show that trait. And so usually we see with sex-linked trait that it's usually the man that has it. And notice, where did their son get it from? Got it from mom. So these sex-linked traits are also passed on from mother to son. But let's look at another example. So it says that a woman with normal color vision marries a man who is colorblind. Again, typically, if you take a look at who's colorblind, those are usually going to be the guys. So in this cross, one parent is colorblind. And remember, in the previous cross, neither parent was colorblind. And they had a 25% chance of having a colorblind child. So we do this cross, and we find out that there's a female who is not colorblind, but she has the gene. She's a carrier. There's another female who is not colorblind, but she is a carrier. Here is a male who is not colorblind, and another male who is not colorblind. So there's a 0% chance of having a colorblind child, even though dad is colorblind. Remember, these traits get passed on from mother to son. Mom doesn't have the allele, so neither does the son. Now, because dad has it, we know that she's a carrier. So ladies, if your father is colorblind, you know that you are a carrier for it, and that you could potentially, 50% chance, pass this on to your son. So we're going to do a few more of these to practice with. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you.